What's up, folks? So today I wanted to get on here and talk about my day fishing yesterday. So if you're not new, I'm Jay. I'm a digital fisherman. I like to go fishing everywhere. I like to share what I know, what works for me, and how I do good, bad, or indifferent. It's on the real fishing with Jay, man. So yesterday I went fishing at Berryessa, and we had a storm coming in. And what happens is I wanted to get out there and I wanted to catch some fish for a few hours before the storm came in. And I got a little late start, but as I got on the water, it started raining, right? Which is fine because I had gear and all that good stuff to deal with the water. But right now we're in a transitional stage, so that means that the weather's changing, it's getting colder, and the fish will react differently. So what bass will do is they will load up before the wintertime, and they'll chase those bait fish, which get more activated as the cooler water comes in. They'll load up on them, and then they'll go to deeper water for the wintertime. So they could be anywhere. They could be all over the place. Because what it is the bait fish will go to shallow water. The bass will chase them up there, and there's all kinds of water columns. So you can catch them from top water to mid-range to 30, 40 foot. It depends on what stage that group of fish are in, because different schools will migrate differently. You know what I mean? So anyway, I went out there and I went fishing around when it was it was cold, it was raining, and I was trying to figure out what I want to do. So I started off with top water and tried to throw around shallow because I figured they might be up in the back of the coves and all that good stuff. Tried that for a little bit and didn't find any there. Then I used a swim bait to try and do the mid column because I started at the top. I wanted to go to the mid column, and then I was going to work the bottom. So I started a nice little swim bait, and it's the new Mag Shad swim bait that I have. It works really good. It works really great. I cast it out, let it sink down 2 feet, 5 feet, 10 feet, and just slow rolled it, trying to find and locate fish. But the area I was at didn't really have a lot of action. So then I went to Cinco's, and I went to drop shotting, robo worm, and just tried all of the different water colors. I did end up catching one bass, but I was actually fishing for crappie at the time. I caught him on a little crappie jig. It was about 6-7 inches, and that was it for the day because it was raining, and I was trying to figure out where and what they were doing and all that stuff. And then, so in this time of year, the bass are changing, and they're moving. They're getting ready to load up for the winter, and they're going to go to deeper water, right? And when the water gets colder, the bait fish wake up and they move to shallow water, and so that comes into play as well. And then you want to make sure that you're using different techniques. You can use and try and start shallow, because a lot of times they'll be in those back coves, and those bait fish will be up shallow. Start there, then work your way down the water columns. So, like I said, I started top water, did some poppers, did some whopper ploppers, did some buzz bait, and then I went from there to the swim bait. So I did the secondary column, which is 2 to 10 feet, maybe 20, and then I went down deeper, and I went down to Cinco's, and I did the drop shotting on the very bottom, but didn't have any that much success. I did catch one, so I didn't I knocked off the skunk yesterday. But I want to give you guys some tips. So what you can do is use these lures that'll help you in this time of year, because the fish are moving, they're loading up, and we're at the tail end of it. I think, depending upon where you're at in the country or the world, the stages can be different when the bass come in. So they can be pushing those bait fish in the back of the coves, and they do move. They strike early, and those bait fish will move too, because they don't want to stand one area either if they're starting to be attacked. So you gotta move. Don't stay in a place too long. That will be one of the first tips. Use lures like whopper ploppers, poppers, buzz baits, and then if that doesn't work, then you can also go to the secondary column, which is the swim baits, the bladed jig, the bladed swim baits, right? You can use crankbaits, little square bills that have a lot of action, because the fish are going to be attracted to vibration, to flash, to that's what they like, right? And it's an impulsive thing because they're feeding, so they see something that's going to flash, they'll attack it, and you'll get bites that way too. And work that for a while. Don't stay in one area too long, and keep moving. Then, once you find out what the fish want, then you can stay with that pattern. If you don't get any action in the mid-water columns, then go down to sinkos and drop shotting. But again, don't stay too long. I would say use every technique and move quickly. Don't stay in there more than 5 or 10 minutes, right? And use the top water, and then move and see if they're on, and work the shallows. The shallows are going to be the best bet for the most part, and then the swim baits. Those are the two baits that I would go to and take the most time on. Okay, you can use jerk baits, you can use swim baits. You can use any kind of little mineral imitation. The mag shad lure that I had worked out really well too. Great action. The fish just weren't there, and it imitates the bait fish that they're feeding. Okay, that's what I would do. So those are the things, and then if after you've moved a couple times and you're using a lot of top water, you don't get any action and nothing chasing it or no false strikes or anything like that, use that swim bait. And then what you can do with the swim bait is you can start cast and reel in right away. And you can always work the top water with that swim bait. You can just cast, and as soon as it hits the water, you start cranking. That'll keep it right there in the 1 or 2 foot. Or you can cast out. You can let it sink for about 3-4 seconds, and then you can start cranking in. That's another thing. Or you can wait a little longer, or you can jerk the swim bait, or you put a jerk bait on and use that same technique on the surface, or 2 to 3 feet, or maybe 5 to 10 feet, and use that. And I would stick to those kind of patterns for now, and then later on if you want. Now, once that water gets colder, you want to find those fish. A great technique that I like to use out here, we have deep, clear water lakes. I'm in Northern California, so what I would use is I would go deep 30, 40, 50, 60 feet with a spoon. And those fish, once they hit that deep water, they school up. The spotted bass out here school up. And I'm telling you, you can catch them cast after cast after cast. If you find them and they're in the deeper water, the 40, 50 feet, they're going to be loaded up down there. And you can catch a bunch of them that way. That's a good technique. Once that transition is kind of finished and it's cold, the water's cold, they start to go down. They're already down in the depths, because they'll move away because the oxygen is better down there. Then you can use a spoon or a little minnow imitation. Just drop it all the way down and jerk that jig up and down like this, and you'll have real good success in those deep waters. So that's my advice for you. Because yesterday I tried top water, I tried the middle column, I tried sinkos, I tried drop shotting, and just didn't get any kind of action at all. But then I had a conversation with a man who got off the lake at the same time I did. He was on a bass boat. He was flying around. Him and his wife were fishing, and this is how he caught it. He caught one on the top water. His wife caught one in the outside of the grass area, right? Because there's still grass this time of year. The weather's just now starting to change. And then he caught one in 50 foot of water. So that tells you that you can catch it from the surface to the bottom this time of year. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that you try those techniques I was telling you. Top water, use ploppers, top water baits, or you can use a swim bait right away. And then you can also use bladed jigs, bladed swim baits, and use those in the middle column. And then use those two spinner baits, jerk baits, square bills. Those things can work out good. And then at the end, once the weather changes, you can go down to Carolina rigs, and you can use those spoons in deeper water. And shaky head jigs will work too. So these are the techniques you can use this time of year for transition. Just help you. Share this live out. Share this information out, and stay tuned because I'll have more information for you. In the meantime, I'm Jay, the Digital Fisherman. Thanks again for watching, and have a great and powerful day.